Hi, I'm Patrick from Road Less Traveled, and today I'm going to go for a mountain bike ride here in the Sawtooth area. And I want to show you a rack that Cravot sent me that I'm pretty excited about because it's the type of bike rack that I really like. It's the scissor type. It holds 150 pounds, 2 bikes as you can see, and it's really rugged. Now earlier today I took this rack out of the box. I'm going to show you that, show you how it's packaged, show you what it takes to set it up. Spoiler alert, it does not take much. Now after watching this video, if this is a rack you like, you can take a look at the description. There's a discount code you can use in there. It's a really well priced rack. There's other racks similar to this scissor type, which I'll go into in detail. This one is a combination of aluminum steel, so it's a little bit heavier, but it is a really good price and it's very rugged. Okay, as you can see, we've got the box of the MagRack X2 from Cravot right here. It's not yet open. Haven't seen it yet, but let's open the box and see how it's packed and what it looks like. And we'll assemble it. Tell you what, I thought I was going to be spending some time assembling this thing, but it looks like it's almost fully assembled. So let me pull it out and check it out. I love it. I think we're almost done. Let's see what we've got in the parts box. That might give us a clue if there's anything else we need to do. Well, this here is the fastener to keep this rack steady. This here is the lock for the hitch, and we've got 4 bolts. That's it. Otherwise, this thing is ready to go. Okay, I've just looked through the instructions, and it looks like this is fully assembled, which is awesome. It's a very heavy-duty rack, so it's got some heft to it, but as you can see, it's pretty easy to load if you've got it on the ground right next to the vehicle, and you just tilt it up and slide it in like I did there. Well, I was mistaken earlier when I said there was no assembly required. There is assembly required. It's 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see me putting them in here. Pretty easy to do, but it keeps these racks from folding up when the bikes are on them. I guess you could pull those bolts out if you wanted to store it in a smaller place during the winter, for instance. But I think they're intended to stay in there most of the time. And there is an what they call an anti-shock device that is mounted to the hitch. You can see where I mounted it. What it does is it clamps the vehicle to the receiver portion of this rack and keeps it from jiggling around. So you can see it's pretty solid. The rack will hold 150 pounds between the 2 bikes on this rack. I think if you were just to mount 1 bike, you could probably mount a 100-pound bike because that is what their single carrier will hold. But I will show you how to load the bikes. It doesn't come with a ramp because of the way this scissor mechanism works, but it's pretty easy to load the bikes. I'm going to also take measurements of everything so you've got an idea of if it'll fit on your car, if your bikes will fit on the rack while it's on your car, and whether you can lean it down and get into the back of the car if you happen to have an SUV. There are some things that you can do. As I mentioned, it will lean over. So this little mechanism right here, if you pull it, and I'm kind of pulling up to make that easy, and then lean it down, the whole rack lean over like this. So if you've got a hatchback or an SUV and you want to get into the back of it, it should give you enough clearance to do that. To load the bikes, the way these mechanisms work is there's a little tab here you press on, and it allows you to pull this up. If you're not pressing on it, it's not going to move. It will move in, however, and that's how you load it. So I'm going to open both of these up. Front tire is going to go against this, and that is a nice feature. Not all of these type of scissor racks have a mechanism there that holds the front tire. That's what keeps this bike so sturdy on the rack. So to load a bike on a rack like this, what I do, pretty easy, I hold in the rear brake and I just pull up on the front tire. I let that roll right into that place. I grab on the back of the frame, simply lift it into place like that. Then you come over here, that automatically ratchets in and holds, holding it against the front tire. Pull it in here, just giving a little extra push on both sides. That one's in there pretty solid, so that's not going anywhere. To remove the bike, just repeat the process. And what I do is I will release one side. In this case, I'll release the front tire and leave the back tire in. So again, push on this mechanism here and lean that down. Now the rear tire should come out easily. If it doesn't, then you can just lower that a little bit, and then I repeat the process. Lift this back up. Easy peasy. Now there are adjustments you can make to this rack. You can move this wheel holder back and forth. It's got several holes in here to accommodate different wheel sizes. These work perfect for the bikes that I have. You can also make an adjustment to this mechanism here and lower it and raise it to, again, for the wheel size. It will accommodate tire widths up to 3.5 inches, which is more than any mountain bike I have. Probably handle some fat tire bikes. And it will handle a wheelbase of up to 52 inches. So pretty good size rack and pretty good adjustability. Now let me take a few measurements which might help answer a few questions as to whether or not this will fit on your vehicle and whether it'll fit your bike. Okay, I just measured it, and the distance between where the receiver ends, that's your vehicle's receiver, and where the bar of this bike ends is almost 0. So this handlebar lines up with that receiver pretty closely. The distance between these two rails is exactly 1 foot. The distance between the top of the receiver of your vehicle and the highest point on this rack when it's in flat position is just about 10 inches. And when you lower the rack, the distance is to the top of this piece here of the rack is about 4.5 inches. So in this case, I should be able to lower my tailgate. Now you should be able to get your hatch open with this rack when the bikes are in the down position. When the rack is in down position like this and the bikes are on it. I measure 16 inches from the receiver to the point at which the tires are going to hit here. Obviously you're going to have some pedals that come out here, you're going to have a handlebar that comes out there. So I don't have a hatchback to demonstrate it, but with a hatchback, it should be able to clear that handlebar. And in the up position, I've got plenty of clearance for my vehicle. When I measure between the receiver and the points that stick out the most here, I get about 6 inches. Now Cravot points out that one of the things they're most proud of about this rack is that it'll hold 150 pounds. And that is quite a bit. And that's mainly due to the steel construction and a lot of the reinforcements they've now put in this rack. One of the things that I like most about the scissor racks is their ease of use. I mean, really, it just takes clamping 2 tires on there and you're ready to go. And you've seen me load the bike on there. There's nothing to get in the way of loading the bikes. It's in the center. So you don't have center clamp in here, which would hold the bikes a little steadier. But as I mentioned, these are pretty steady. So getting them on and off quickly is what I really like about these racks the most. This particular rack has some nice advantages. It's really well powder coated and finished. These clamps here are pretty easy to operate. Just push the button in and lower it, or you can really feel a latch in place when you're putting the bike on. The lowering mechanism here is pretty smooth operating. I wouldn't recommend doing it with one person if you do have 150 pounds of bike on there. I don't have 150 pounds, so I can demonstrate. It works pretty smoothly though. And you can really hear it click in when you've got it back in place. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to take this bike on a ride. It's a perfect day for it. And I will see you next time.